Hi folks, I'm going to show you today how you can send SMS or SMS your school fee balances to your parents. There are two ways to do this essentially. There is the method whereby if you use debtors or FrontFees as it's sometimes called, FrontOFFICE's debtors system to manage the school fees, that you can if you're using that system, then it automatically links to those tables, and it's a very simple process, which you'll see. But if you aren't, how you can use Excel to do this. So if you bring up your FrontSMS, and what we'll do is we will first of all use the Excel method. Right, so currently, as you can see, I have neither method attached to my FrontSMS. So at the bottom, it tells you that neither the debtors nor the Excel method is used for your balances. So it won't work because neither of them is checked. So if you were to try and press OK now to send your balances, it'll come up with a message saying that you don't use either of the systems, and it would need to be linked. All right, so these boxes are disabled in terms of you don't tick them yourself. They pick up what you're doing. If you hover your mouse over it, as with many controls in FrontOffice, it gives you a little help tip. It picks up what you're doing and automatically ticks itself. Right, so if you're using the Excel method, what you need to do is quite simply generate a list from the system that you run that has a list of admin numbers and a list of balances due. The column must be called admin number, exactly like that, with a space between the admin and the number, okay, because that is what the code looks for. And the amount due must be the heading due, okay. So you can export it from your system with however many columns you want. You can have the kids' names and so on and so forth, so that you can look at who you're dealing with and so on. But there must be two columns in it. You can have a number of columns, but there must be two columns, one of which has admin number with the heading admin number, and one of which with the amount due is headed with the word due. You can then at the final point remove all the other columns, but again, as I said, it doesn't actually matter as long as the two columns admin number and due are there. Then we just need to do one other thing to make it compatible with FrontOffice or with our Access platform. You need to go File, Save As, okay, in this case save a copy, don't worry about that, and then the file type needs to be .xls, okay. That's the important thing. Generally when you use Excel worksheets and so on now, they're called .xlsx. What you need to do is save them as .xls, okay. Sometimes it'll say Excel 97 to 2003 workbook next to it, sometimes it might not, but the important part is that the extension says .xls. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, but because I've already saved it already, it's going to ask me if I want to replace one that already exists, which isn't necessary, so I'm not going to do that at this point. But if you're doing it, okay, you might have done this already and now you're creating a new one. That's totally fine. You just replace the existing one, the one that exists already, because you're going to use the new data, not the old data. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. Right, well, now what you're going to do is you're going to link your FrontSMS system. So you click External Data, New Data Source, Excel. Okay, link data source by creating a link table. And this is a once-off process, folks. Once you've done this, you will always be linked to that file location. And all you need to do is save your file over that location. Right, there's the file that I've created. I click on it, I say open, I say OK. First row contains headings. There's my admin number and due. Okay, now the important part is that I call it exactly this. Okay, this is what the record sets are looking for, this name. So that is the name of the table. That's the name that you give it, exactly that, account info bal. Okay. It'll tell you that it's linked. As I say, that is a once-off process. So if you now in future, simply go and replace this file with a new set of data in it, with a new set of balances, and call it exactly that. It will pick up the links to that file. It's already got the link to that file, so the balances will change, and then after the new sets of balances will go to the parents when you send them, and then after that it's as simple as sending them. Now what you do need to do is refresh the system so that it now knows you're using this Excel document. You can do that by just simply closing it and opening it again. I'm going to just refresh the switchboard, and now you can see it knows you're using the Excel method. And now you simply press OK. It'll tell you how many primary contacts you're sending to, how many secondary contacts to. That depends on the SMSs that you have, SMS numbers that you have captured for parent 1 or guardian 1 and parent guardian 2 in FrontOFFICE. So OK. Now if you were to check your sent log, you will see that these are the messages there for you, sending to the parents along with the balances. You can do a quick check against the Excel document if you like, just to check that. But of course, it's pulling exactly from that Excel document. Then of course, as you know, for those of you who use FrontSMS regularly, you need to, these SMSs aren't yet activated. If you open your connector, okay, which reads your credits and so on, okay, minimize, and then start your connector, then the SMSs will actually go. So obviously mine's running in an offline mode at the moment, but as soon as I were to click that, those messages would actually go. Okay, and when you're done, you can clear your sent log when all those say yes, and the messages will be sent. If you feel that you have put the wrong data on and you want to send it again, highlight all of these, delete them, and go and generate your Excel document and replace your Excel document again. Right, now what we'll do is you'll have a look at the SMS balances if you use the debtors system. Now, if you're using the debtors system, it's really straightforward. Your tables will already be linked to the debtors system. If you're using the debtors system and you open FrontSMS and both of these boxes are unticked, just let us know. Quite simply, we'll link your SMS to the debtors system, to the debtors tables. When you open it, the box will be ticked to denote that you're using the debtors system. And again, now that it's set up, it's straightforward. It's pulling the balances straight from the system, so all you do is you open FrontSMS and you click OK. Okay, there are a lot more messages in this one because I'm using a full data set for that, as opposed to just a snapshot of the data in the Excel file that I was using. Okay, and also it was set up for the beginning of the year, so it's apprising the entire school body or parents that there are school fees due. And so if I go to the sent log, all my SMSs are loaded. And once again, as I say, if you're used to using the SMS system, you'll know that you need to simply go to your envelope and click start. Right? If you have not used the SMS system before and you wish to use it for this and other purposes, there is a video on our YouTube channel in terms of installing the SMS system and using it for its various uses. It's very simple. In your FrontOFFICE cloud folder, there is an install file for SMS. Simply grab that, install it. If you on version 003, 002, you'll see it'll go out to version 003, I beg your pardon, and you'll be able to carry on an SMS balances to your parents and help recoup those school fees. Job done.